Michele Cahill with Pet Portrait Fun here, and we are going to be doing a live Facebook. This is my first live Facebook ever. So I'm going to be doing a little portrait here of this cute little French Bulldog that I drew up for a customer. They order a do-it-yourself kit, and then I give you instructions on how to do it, trace your own dog or cat out, and we're going to do step-by-step on how to color him in. So he's a little French Bulldog he's pretty gray, and it's got like a bluish gray. So I'm going to I have a wet paper towel, I wet all my paints, and I'm going to take a little bit to make the gray, and the doggy wet brush, got my bucket of water here, and I'm going to add a lot of water, some black. See how I'm mixing it in the palette here to mix that color. I'm going to do a dab of the navy blue too, just kind of like, but you don't want them to be too blue. But, so that's a good color. So I'm going to just start on, see how it's pretty light? That's because I have a lot of water on my brush. In watercolor, water is your white. So, all this is really light. What I'm going to do is just kind of do a wash of gray all over him. And over that big happy face, the big tongue sticking out. And I have this big pink tongue. I'll show you how to do the pink in a minute. So we're going to do a little filling in. So basically, I'm just going to fill all that gray. His ears, everything. We'll leave a little bit of that pink. See how it's dripping? I always recommend you do your painting on a table. Because watercolor, gravity. But you have your paper towel, so you can always just dab it if it starts to bleed or anything like that. So my paper is dry right now, and I'm just going right on. I'm just going to go right over the nose. See, I have it all drawn out ahead of time so that you could do, you can see what it looks like. So I'm just kind of filling all that area in, all that gray, except for the tongue. You want to leave that area. This area you want to leave pink. So, all right. So, hey everybody watching. I'm doing it. This is my first live ever Facebook. So, glad you guys can all be here, watch with me. So, anyway, so I'm going to fill up the rest of him. There. It's raining outside now. So it's a perfect day. Sorry. Don't know how to do that yet. Make sure that people don't call in the middle of me doing it. Alright. So, anyway, we got filling him all in. See, I'm just adding a little bit of, keep adding more water and the same little bit of blue to build up that pool of water, that pool of paint. So, yeah, I can fill them all in here. And I have he has these big, awesome eyes. I always leave a little teeny piece of white in the, to keep that, like, shine, especially in those big eyes. Those dogs that have the big, shiny marble eyes. And that way, yeah, is that shine. Because in watercolor, the whitest thing you're ever going to get is the paper. So, although it does have white in the palette, I hardly ever use white when I'm actually painting. That's good if you want to make a pastel color or something like that. So, anyway, here we go. See how it's dripping? That's okay. I'm just kind of catching it with my brush. But because the paper is dry, it's not dripping so much. So, but yeah, like I said, I have my paper towel, just kind of dipping it along the edge there. Do-do-do. Got my birdie in the background. She's commentary. But she's quarantined in her cage right now because don't need her walking all through my paints, which she likes to do sometimes. So anyway, here we go. So now I have don't forget his feet too. I'm using the same color I did on his face. So basically I'm just tinting all that. With watercolor, what you want to do is kind of build up. Like you start with the lightest layers first, and then you kind of let it dry, and then you go back on top to do the shadows and stuff like that. So anyway, there you go. Hope everybody's doing well and safe. Staying inside. Today's an easy day to stay inside because it's kind of nasty outside. But it's one of those nice days it's hard to stay inside. But we're all doing good. Hope your families are doing well. So, okay. See how it's all kind of like drippy here? Because the paintbrush is pretty wet, I just can kind of like just smear that to blend it. Because watercolor, they kind of stain it a little bit sometimes. So you just gotta just take it and blend it a little bit down. So you get those little like stains that it drips around. Now I'm going to do a little bit of the pink for the tongue. So it's like a little bit of red with a lot of water. So I'm going to see, that's a pretty good color. It's pretty light. And I'm just kind of going right up to the edge there. I'll go back over that in a second. But if it's too pink, I always say, if it's too pink, just take your paper towel and just dab it. Paper towel's your friend. It'll lighten it up just nice. I always use, paper towel is almost like another paintbrush. You have to have it handy for, for mistakes or lightening up colors. It's perfect. Okay, I'm going to do a little bit. He's got a little bit pink in there. I'm using that same pink in his ear. A little bit of pink there. I'll go back over that and do a little bit gray, but just kind of putting those little pinks. That way you're tying all the little sections together. He's got his cute little bodysuit on. And that's why I thought it'd be perfect for Easter. It's like he's wearing an Easter egg. I think it's like a surfboard. It's got flamingos and stuff on it. I'm not going to go into the details of the flamingos and stuff, but we'll try to do something fun with the colors. So, anyway, what else? So now, let's go back in and let's do his eyes. He's got these big brown eyes, but I'm mixing it with a little bit of black. So I'm going to take a little bit of water off my brush because you don't want it to be too wet. And I call it gooey when I want the paint to be a little bit more gooey. So, hello everybody out there. Thanks for stopping in. My first, as I said before, my first live video. What is going on? So, see how it's pretty, like, dry, so it's not really drippy. And I'm just going to kind of fill those big dark eyes. This is a little mixture of brown with some black. But I'm leaving that little triangle of white. I'm just going to kind of fill that in, let it dry a little bit. I'll go back on top to do the pupils. But just fill those sections, those big eyeballs in. Yeah. Yes, fill that all in. Oop. Okay, just gotta leave that little section, little triangle. And now I'm gonna go into his nostrils and everything like that. All right. Oh, we got people coming in from Ireland. Hey, what's going on? I hope everybody's doing well out there. So now I'm doing the nostrils. I always say the nostrils are like an anchor. There's like two curls and then a line down the middle. It's like an upside down anchor almost. And then a little smiley face underneath. And you want to take that line. He's got this line goes straight all the way down to his mouth. So I'm going to bring that line all the way down. You can almost like in these, you could just trace over the drawing with your paintbrush. You'll see the lines you already did. So see, like, I'll just kind of follow my, go over there. Follow that. And I'm going to go right along the top. There's like a little bit of a, and I'll keep continuing on. You don't want to just do two, like, noses, like two holes for the nose, because then it looks more like a pig. Dogs have a curl that goes, like, all the way to the side. See it like that. And these guys have a funny, because it's such a pug nose, it's more of a, like, a very, like, what do you call it? Perpendicular. They're not so curly. So I'm going to go back over these guys. So he's got like some shadow. I'm going to go back into the shadows right above this. The brow always has a little bit of more dark shadow. That way the nose pops out. And I go light up. You don't want it to be too dark. You just kind of like, see how I just added more water to the brush? I'm just going to go all the way across his muzzle and just kind of fill that all in. Doo-doo-doo. And see, this is all pretty shadowy here. Just go in there like that, all the way around. There's a pretty big spot of light. And he's got these. I'm drip this all the way down. They got these awesome muzzles. These are the cutest. I did a paint your pet party at a doggy cafe called Boris and Horton down in the East Village. And it was a French Bulldog night. So these little guys were running all around, and I was in heaven. It was the cutest thing ever. It was cuteness overload. Yeah, so I'm just filling in a few of those shapes. And you can just follow the lines that I drew in for you. So I sell these do-it-yourself kits if you want to join in and I do them live with you, like this online. And we, you know, I have them drawn out for you, and I'll give you all the paint supplies that you need, and we'll walk you through step by step on the colors and how to mix and everything like that. I'm going to start doing the background now. There's green out here. I'm going to get a little crazy with this background because it's on gray, and that's not fun. Let's do Eastery. So I'm going to start with the green. So there's a few different greens here. I'm going to mix them up. I'm letting a little bit of the black blend in there too, because these are Crayolas, so they're very like brilliant colors. So I'm kind of dirtying it up to make it look a little more natural. So I'm just building up a lot of, because there's a big space of green that I'm going to fill up, making a big pool of water for myself. See? So again, this is on dry. I'm just going to go right around, and his ears and everything are dry right now. I'm going to just do a few different greens. See how it's just pretty wet. I just want to kind of get all this filled in. You know, try not to get over the doggy's face. And wait till the dog is dry, because you don't want it to blend in like green will. But that's okay. If it does, you just take your paper towel and just dab it and just wait for that area to dry. Boop. And you go around here. See that pool over there? And I want to build up some color in here. So watch that pool. He's going to drip in a second. Boop. All right. Now, I was thinking of doing some pink in the background just to go with his tongue. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I just was thinking it through in my head when I was putting it together. It's like an orangey, just trying to make it colorful. Yeah, it's better than the gray in the background there. Yeah, that's fine enough. It'll be like dirt, you know, grass and dirt. I always tell people to have fun with the background, because you don't have to do it like exactly like the photograph. It's watercolor, so you can have fun with all the different colors in the kit. Like sometimes I just do a full rainbow background, or just like an ombre, like 2 different tones, or maybe sometimes just one color. See, I'm leaving that. I'm not touching the green because I don't want that to blend in there yet. So I'm just kind of going up to the edge. I'll go back up there in a second. So I'm mixing all the different oranges. There's reds and oranges, lights, yellows, and then he's got this awesome. I don't even know what it is. It's like a surfing little. I don't know what he's wearing. It's so cute. This guy's name is Bear. Yes. So his owner is going to be painting Bear along with me. I'm going to have a live party. Everybody's welcome to join on Friday. Live Zoom. It's a paint and sip. You sip, I paint. And I'm going to go down into here. I want to make this a little bit darker. I'm going to do something kind of bluish. Let's take a little bit of that navy. Yeah. I'm going to blend in with that. See how it just kind of turned into its own color? I kind of like it, so I'm leaving it. Boop. Gonna go right up to it. Looks like it's a rainbow. Yeah, there we go. Whoops, it's dripping. Paper towel to the rescue. Boop. All the way up to the edge. He's dry. So, see this color, this blue, is in his belly of his little shirt. So, okay. This is funny. I've never done a live one before, so I'm seeing you all write in. Thanks for everybody you watching. So finish his little. There's a little bit up there too. He's so cute. He's a little surf dude, I guess. I don't know where he's going surfing. I think this picture was from Brooklyn. Oh, I dripped. That's okay. See how I just mixed that together? And that actually makes a cool color. That's what's fun about watercolor. You can always just kind of play with it. Like I said, if you make a mistake, just take your paper towel and dab it. If the color came out wrong, it's not the color you wanted. I kind of like that color. Fill it up in between his legs. I'm going to take that greenish so it pops off his chest. Little Bear the Frenchie. Bear the Frenchie. And then a little bit of this. You know what? I'm gonna do his whole little suit blue. So he pops off. It's just like a different tone of the blue. See how I just did that? Artistic license. I can just change it whatever I want. I don't have to make it look like the picture. And that's what's great. If you make a mistake, you could be like, oh, I meant to do that. Nobody knows if you make a mistake. It looks like it's supposed to happen that way. I'm just going to do that, like a little bit of blue, and his little suit. His little, there we go. Oh, he's a little man. So, there he is. So now I'm going to go back go into his eyes, like really pump up those eyes. This is where I get the paint is kind of gooey, and there's like less, I say gooey because you can have more control of your paintbrush, kind of like a magic marker. And the eyes that I put down so far are dry, so I'm going to do the pupil, which is on top of, like, you leave the background as, leave that little piece of white. See, I have control. It's kind of like having a magic marker. Like, that's what I tell people in my classes. It's like you have a little control. And I do the doggy mascara above and below. So the little doggy mascara, there you go, those big eyes. And I'm going to go back into that. His nostrils are pretty dark. Boop. And in here, boop. And, okay. The other big eyeball. And I leave that little piece of white. If you paint over that piece of white, it's okay. You know, you can, like, if you have chalk or anything, you can kind of just do a little shine with a piece of chalk or something like that. That sometimes can do the trick. But otherwise, it's okay. And I want to go back. His tongue is pretty dark in there. He's a big mouth. He's got a big mouth. I'm mixing the brown with some of the red. Make it look kind of dark in there. It's like a shadow. It looks like a brownish shadow. Sorry. Apparently my sister doesn't realize I'm doing a live Facebook. She keeps trying to call me. Well, anyway, I probably should have told her I was doing this. So, okay, I'm going to finish up those gums are pretty dark too. Oh, that's a little too. Okay, fill up all this in here. This is like what you have to do. You keep going back on top of it and layering up. The next layer is going to be a little bit darker than the next layer. Like as it dries, you can start to really get some contrast. And, you know, there's these under these eyes a little bit like that. Make sure I put my phone so she doesn't keep calling. Okay. All right. So, how's everybody doing out there? Okay, I'm going to finish up doing, I'm almost done with him. I'm just going to do a little bit more shadowing. Make that fill up his little mouth and the shadow underneath his chin. These kind of like, I always say they're like triangles under the dog's eyes. That's like how they're, I want to do the ears a little bit more dark. Okay, a little bit of shadow here. A little bit. I think I'm going to go back in and do a little bit of greenery in the background there. And like, again, I'm just mixing some of the green with some of this. Do some, you know, you could just have fun. You don't have to be exact with anything. Yeah. Oop, I got it in his ear, but that's okay. My birdie was making commentary. Yes. My bird is the office manager for my apartment. She's making sure, she's testing everybody's lunch and dinner, making sure that it's legit. So, okay. So, anyway, so I just keep going back and back forth on top of it, and I realized that, oh, I can wave to people. So yeah, I kind of like that Easter egg kind of background a little bit, the little colors of his outfit. I'm going to do some shadow under his little belly. His little bear. Cuddle up with this little guy. We saw a doggy just like him yesterday, and because we're quarantined, we can't, you know, go up and cuddle and pet somebody on the street. And they're so confused, like, why is nobody petting me? Oh, and I was like, I want to go over and pet you so bad. They're so cute. You don't understand. They know something's up. But so anyway, I'm gonna fill up this little chest a little bit like that. I'm gonna do a little bit more shadowing it on his little bodysuit around his legs here. Okay. Under his chin. See how that made his chin pop off a little bit. I want to do some shadowing underneath his feet too. Make sure that. See how that dripped? It's okay. Alright. So, there is my portrait of Mr. Frenchie Bear, the Bulldog, French Bulldog. And if you want, stop in tomorrow on Zoom. We're going to be doing a live paint party. And you just send me an email, a photograph of your pet, dog or cat. We do either one. And I'll draw them up for you, either email them back, or if you need the whole art supplies, I can ship out a do-it-yourself. And if you live on the Upper East Side, I can hand deliver it. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And hopefully I can bring you a ton more. I want to do this on a regular basis. You know, bring a little bit of joy to people and, you know, painting your pet. Why not? Thanks again, you guys. Appreciate it.